Hey everyone, my name is Michelle, and I'll be presenting my problem definition and research within the space of government managed hospitals and how this is a space in dire need of innovation on how to comply with public health regulations, especially with the emergence of COVID-19. To begin with, it is inarguable that the majority of hospitals are perpetually overcrowded, with staff overworked and patients struggling to find their way. Signage may be limited and often include medical terms and names that a visitor may not understand. As such, it does not convey adequate enough information for visitors as there is a need to ask for extra direction. Furthermore, planned hospital visits are often associated with appointments that are planned consecutively to accommodate for busy schedules. Therefore, when a minor delay occurs, it will have a significant effect. As such, patients who are already agitated and behind schedule are significantly more prone to having navigational difficulties. Thence, it leads to situations where patients are directed back to information desks or staff must stop to offer instruction. Factors such as these illustrate a situation that makes it very difficult for patients and visitors to adhere to COVID-19 guidelines. To accentuate this research, I interviewed a young 23-year-old male who recently visited the hospital. They revealed that they felt a roller coaster of emotions throughout their journey within the hospital space. They spoke saying such things as, I felt intrusive, or more like I was annoying to them when they had to approach a worker for direction. They further mentioned that there were a few times when they felt that they got too close to someone. Although the patient stated that they felt relatively safe overall, they said that it would have been nice to avoid contact all in all. As such, it is evident that there is a clear implication in the user journey to which the interviewee recognized as there really weren't any clear signs, he said. As a result of this experience, they shared that it would have been more valuable to have some more signs or someone to tell them exactly where to go in order for them to properly socially distance in a space that may be contaminated by disease. Additional to this, a survey was conducted to explore how patients felt during their most recent visit to the hospital. As displayed, up to 60% of visitors expressed that there was either not enough signs or clarity in the direction that they were given. Responses from the survey revealed that signs were extremely ambiguous and that visitors were overwhelmed by the many departments. Alongside this, 45% of visitors shared that they were uncomfortable with asking for assistance from staff. Explanations provided by participants revealed that they felt either too intimidated or uncomfortable to ask for assistance from staff from fear of interfering with work and, again, as mentioned, trying to maintain social distancing. Building upon this data, I also received many qualitative responses which revealed other surprising pain points. For instance, few of the responses that I reviewed show that there was a lack in accessibility from those with English as a second language. Though not many responses had an issue revolving around language barriers, it should definitely be considered that in the development process, language barriers can lead to individuals needing to ask for face to face assistance in situations that can be overall avoided. On the other hand, the survey also provided me with suggestions from patients. These responses were not only helpful, but they were also insightful as to what users would like to gain as a source of guidance in their user journey. As such, this can be used to help build and evolve potential iterations of the final project to thus help guide the users in an efficient and COVID safe manner. Here I have an example of a scenario of what a visitor that rarely visits the hospital would experience. The situation that this is showing is a woman reviewing on her phone that she has a booked appointment at 10 a.m. She makes her way to her booking and then is suddenly faced with her greatest dilemma. Where on earth is her appointment? By this stage of her journey, she is beginning to feel anxious and confused as to which direction she is to take to find her room, as the signs are either unclear or too technical to understand. She then checks her phone and realizes that she is now running late. As such, she is now beginning to feel a sense of urgency and is now more upset by the fact that she is still lost and she may have lost her booking. The situation then becomes so much more complicated for her as she notices that the hospital is becoming more crowded throughout the day with patients, visitors, and staff coming through. This leaves her feeling absolutely overwhelmed by her current situation because, on top of her needing to find her appointed room, which she is already late to, she must also find a way to weave between people in order to adhere to social distancing protocol. To further elaborate on her experience, I created an empathy map to explore what may be going through the minds of visitors. Some highlights from this would be that individuals would say and ask, where am I? Or which direction do I take? Then what they may think would be such things as, should I ask for help? Please don't stand too close to me. Or, oh no, do they think I'm dumb? As a result of these thoughts and words, it can be seen that patients can be shown as becoming self conscious by the situation, thus leading to them feeling the need to constantly check the time or ask for assistance, or maybe not even ask for assistance and walk around aimlessly. Thus, it can be concluded that the pain points of visitors within this space would revolve around the notion that they do not like inefficiency, impeding on others, and unnecessary stress from factors such as being lost in social distancing. As such, I have revised my problem statement to become more specific to the matter at hand. From the issue of hospitals being too large and overcrowded, I have clarified it to become patients and visitors find it difficult to navigate hospital spaces while maintaining social distancing. As such, I have created a persona to help further my research on how to alleviate the matter. This is Sandy Beach, an outgoing 27-year-old who has many relationships to people within the hospital space. She often enjoys visiting her friend who works as a nurse and her very sick grandmother who stays at the hospital. It is just unfortunate that she finds it significantly difficult to navigate the large space, as she often finds herself walking into wrong rooms and feels terrible when she needs to ask staff for assistance. As such, her core needs can be defined as needing to innovate a project that will allow her to efficiently find her relatives and avoid general unnecessary interactions with others, to not impede on their space and also increase exposure to disease and infection. In conclusion, the next step of this project would be to delve into means of creating a product that will allow for less contact and more guidance as users desire to social distance but also want direction, accessibility as evident of the results showing that the current standards of signs and directions are too ambiguous, and efficiency as visitors want a guided experience to avoid unnecessary interaction and exposure to a space that is already prone to disease and illness. Thanks for listening.